I had problem with both shoulders. I couldn't play basketball. I couldn't like do this and grab the ball. If someone gave me a bit of resistance, like my shoulder would go out. ATG can all handle that and give you your power back over your own body so you can enjoy whatever you want to enjoy.
I am joined today by Bojan Dikov. He is a level 3 ATG coach in Ben Patrick's ATG program and the owner of ATG Macedonia. Boyan, thanks for coming on.
It is a pleasure to be
Awesome,
a guest.
man. So you're in Macedonia. I am in Los Angeles right now. I live in Seattle, but in Los Angeles. So I am recording at 9 a.m. and it's 6 p.m. your time. So thank you for being flexible.
Yeah, no problem. It's
Awesome,
always
man.
a pleasure to talk with like-minded people. So
Love it. Love it. How did you first come across Ben Patrick and his philosophy?
like 6 years ago, like now in February, it will be exactly 6 years ago. I met one of his friends, like I was in the Caribbeans, and he asked me like, "What do you do for work?" And I said, "I'm a fitness coach." Back then, I was training functional training groups, like high intensity interval trainings with kettlebells, battle ropes, circuit trainings. And I was also working with tennis players, mostly like one-on-one. And he was like, "Oh, nice. I have a friend in the US. He's very successful. Like he's doing a bit different kind of training. Like he busted some myths about exercise, for example, about the knees going over the toes." And that sounded interesting because back then I was doing like regular squats with the butt back, no knees over toes. And like 2 years before that, I was training martial arts and I was doing like basically we call them Hindu squats, where you're basically on your toes and pushing your knees and going full range of motion, So I've been like full range, knees over toes, and then transferred to, okay, I thought that was correct with, squats with no knees over toes. And then he told me, he's busted some myths. He's working with a lot of pro athletes like NBA, NFL. Like you have to check this guy out. Like text him and tell him that I've sent you, and you go from there. And I came back in Macedonia and I texted him, "Hey, your friend sent me. Like he told me to reach out to you. I just want to discuss with you and, try the program." He was like, "Oh, awesome. Like that is one of his, like a good friend of his." So he was like, "If he sent you, I will give you to try the program for 1 month free." But back then, Ben, back then Ben wasn't like that popular. He had like 10 to 15,000 followers on Instagram. He just created the Instagram, and he didn't have application. Like I remember he was sending the workouts like the previous day or for the week in Sunday on email.
Like in an email? An email?
Yeah.
Wow.
He was using, like MailChimp. And we were receiving the trainings with explanations, like why we are doing this, why we're doing that. And I tried the program for 1 month. We were sending form videos on WhatsApp, for example. And he was training in person in the gym, like the one that he had in Clearwater.
In Clearwater, yeah.
Yeah, so it was like, okay, I tried this for a few workouts and I was like, I was pretty fit and everything, but this was something different. I was like, this feels very good. Like this is the best my body felt in years. And, all the data that he was giving out with those, I still have those emails. I keep them. So all the data that he was giving, like it was blowing, some confusions about the exercise and just clearing the path of exercise and training. And I said, this is it. So I started doing it myself and I started applying it with some of my clients, because back then I was working for another guy that didn't really accept this. I mean, he had his own system. So like I tried to implement something with that, but I couldn't go 100% ATG with the groups. But with my one-on-one clients, I applied it and I had very good results and I applied it myself. So from there, I just kept going with it. And then a few months later, I quit my job there and started giving classes in another gym, where I started doing 100% ATG with groups and with one-on-one clients. That was 2019.
What year was that? 2019. Okay.
2019, yeah.
So had the app been created yet then?
No app.
No,
like
yeah.
few months later, he found True Coach. So with True Coach, it was a lot better than emails and WhatsApp. And the app was done recently, 2021 or 2022, something like that.
What was your background in sports and in business as a child coming up through university?
Yeah, basically, I was doing sports all my life. I've tried all kinds of sports like soccer, basketball. I kept mostly with swimming, like when I was younger, and like that was it. And then the longest I've done is martial arts. Like I do also skiing, cycling. I love all kind of physical activities, but the most I've done was for 5 years, martial arts. I started with Jeet Kune Do. So you are from Seattle. You probably know
Yeah,
what
Bruce
Jeet
Lee.
Kune Do
Let's
is. Yeah.
go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bruce Lee was actually my gateway drug into fitness as a 12 or 13-year-old. I remember I bought I don't know about all of his books, but I had about 3 or 4 of his books and I was reading them. And yeah, I mean, his fitness level really inspired me. Where I was like, okay, I got to understand a bit more about fitness. It wasn't just the martial arts. It was like, this dude looks like an athlete. And so I wanted, yeah, anyway, I'm a huge fan of Bruce Lee.
Yeah. I mean, he is also like, it's not just the physical part, like the philosophy behind
The
it. It
philosophy.
was
Yeah.
very, like, it kept me on track and very inspiring. So
Yeah.
it built a discipline in me for everything afterwards. So I started with Jeet Kune Do. And then they started, my coach back then started doing BJJ classes and MMA classes. So I started with MMA and then a bit later with BJJ. I got my purple belt. I trained for 5 years. I was also coach, like I trained for 2 or 3 years and then I started helping the main coach, the head coach with new people, with kids. So I started coaching groups myself and leading some of the groups. And then second thing, I was doing fitness, like going to the gym or doing push-ups, pull-ups, squats and all those kind of stuff because you need to be fit for martial arts, of course.
Absolutely. Yeah, they go
Yes.
hand in hand. So when did the idea of making fitness and or martial arts, they overlap quite a bit, your profession? When did that start occurring to you?
I started working out seriously on 15 years old, like 14, 15 years old. And I started coaching on 17 years old. Like I started also working in a gym, in a classic commercial bodybuilding gym for a few months. And I was also coaching martial arts. So like even before my university, I was a coach. I was coaching and I loved that. I loved transferring, like learning something new, mastering myself, applying it myself, and then giving it to someone else, and just continuing that process of, to transfer the knowledge, because
Yes.
that's how I think like everyone gains. Then for my university, 1 year was a bit messy. I started on one university that I listened to other people that I need to go. And then I quit that university and got back to university for physical education, sports and health, where you basically graduate to be a professor in a school, like physical education. But I did that because there's nothing else in our country. Like we don't have so many sports science or coaching, like universities or courses, etc. So that was like just to continue with, like have a diploma for my coaching career.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a good background and a good basis. So on my university, we've done also all kind of, like you have to learn every sport and how to, like the methodology behind it, how to transfer it to the kids or to teach the kids all kind of sports like track and field, gymnastics, all sports like volleyball, basketball, football or soccer, etc. Like handball, some like quite a few sports. And then I had to quit, like in that period, like just when I started my university, I had to quit martial arts because I had for 2 years I was struggling with shoulder injury. My shoulder was going out and in, and I was supposed to do a surgery. That made me like quit my sport, and I had to do a surgery. I didn't do it. I started university and I was like, okay, my focus now is like finishing the university and I can't continue with martial arts. And then on university, I met a guy, the guy that I mentioned before, like I worked for him for 3 years.
You work for him. Yeah.
Yeah, like he was doing fitness groups and I went there, and that was what like my second thing that I was already doing. So I just continuing doing that. Like I was training at his gym for a while, like for 1 year. And then he asked me to be a coach because I was on the university. So I started working for him while I was on my university, it's 4 years. The last 3 years I was working as a coach and studying my university. So I just continued coaching, and I think that's one of my main success for why now I have so much experience, because I started very early as a coach. Like now I'm 30 years old and I started on 17. So now on 30 years old, I have 13 years of experience of coaching, So like someone finishes university on 25 and then he starts to coach, he will have only 5 years, So
Yeah.
it's just
Yeah.
the reps are
That's a huge
doing the
advantage.
job. Yeah.
So what was it like leaving your initial employer in the health and wellness space and setting up your gym? Well, did you go straight to a gym, or did you first just train clients one-on-one without a facility?
Because I was already a coach and I had quite a good experience. Like I had a few offers for gyms to go and work there. And because of my experience and I had the self-confidence, I could give my own terms how I would like to work,
Yes.
in those gyms. So I accepted the first one. So it didn't took me even one day to transfer from one job to another, like from the one gym to the other gym. It was like one day, like the next day I started working in the other gym because I was moving on the other side of the city. So I was anyway going to quit this job and go start my own. I went there and I told the owners that I will bring you people, I will bring them myself and I will deliver my own sessions, my own workouts. I just need the space, like to rent the space for the gym. And we had a deal, like they take some percentage, I take the rest. And then also to transfer my one-on-one clients. So I was like a few hours in the day giving group classes, and then the other hours with the one-on-one clients. I just continued in working in another gym. Then a few months later, I had another offer that was like better facility and better conditions and everything. I decided to move there. So that was also successful. I also the same concept. I went there and I told them like, I don't want to work for you. I just want to rent the gym. So you are winning because I'm bringing you clients and they will pay, and you don't work with them. You don't it's like
You
a
don't have to
passive
fill. You
income.
don't have to fill. Yeah, yeah. I see. So
Yeah,
the deal. So your clients had to become members of the gym.
yeah. But I'm
Yep.
training them like it's my program, it's my time, it's my sessions and everything. You just don't need to do anything. Just rent me
Yeah.
the space. Anyway, it's empty. Just rent me the
Yeah.
space, and
Just remember the space. Yeah, that's a good deal.
yeah, that's
Nice.
how I
Nice.
started. That's how I started.
That's really cool. Very gritty and grassroots. So, how many years were you renting space from an existing facility before you had the capital to stand up your own facility?
There is a small story in between because I was
Yeah.
working like that until November 2019, and then I was supposed to do something else and like go to the United States. But as I was preparing for a few months, the COVID hit, so
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
could. There
That's
was
the
like,
story of the health and wellness industry, man. So many things happened, and people had to
yeah,
adjust when COVID hit.
yeah. So COVID hit, and I couldn't move anywhere. Like I couldn't get to the United States, but I
Yeah.
wasn't working as a coach for 1 year. So from November 2019 until October 2020, I was just doing like ATG myself. I remember I finished one cycling race and I finished one triathlon, like sprint distance race, but I wasn't working as a coach. And then I restarted everything from October 2020, like started from literally zero, because before that I gave all my clients. I didn't have Instagram, Facebook, I didn't have followers, like zero clients, zero social media, zero everything. And I said, okay, I need to start from somewhere. I'm not going anywhere, like it's COVID. So I have to start working again. And what I did was I contacted everyone I know from before to let them know that, hey, I'm here. I didn't leave, so we can start training again. I contacted one tennis coach that I was cooperating before. Like, hey, I'm here. I can train your athletes, like to be prepared, on the court for tennis. And he sent me some clients. And then I started with a few clients, like one-on-one. And then nearby I was looking for a gym, same concept like before, because I had the concept, it worked. I was like, okay, I need a space, and there was like one gym that was close by, and I rented the space for the group classes. But then I was delivering I couldn't deliver one-on-one there. So I was delivering one-on-one in another gym. And then I had one client who wanted me for him because it was COVID to go and train him at home. And then I had one client that I was training outside because again, COVID, someone wanted to train home, someone wanted outside, someone wanted the gym with the mask on.
Jeez.
So
Like in a park, like in a park somewhere.
yeah, in a park, calisthenics bar and everything.
Yeah.
So I was like a mobile gym. I had in my car, like in my trunk, I had dumbbells, I had rings, I had steppers, I had like different kind of equipment.
Mats or balls or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah, yeah, mats and yoga mats. So I was like
Yeah.
sometimes in a day, if I had workouts with the groups and with people in the gym and outside, and then this guy home, I was like driving like crazy around the city in 4 places to deliver. But I was working like people were satisfied because they were getting results and they were satisfied. They were recommending. So I had more and more people in the groups and more individual like one-on-one clients. So from October until December, January, I was already working from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m., with all the traveling around the city. Like not every day, but a few like weekdays, they were pretty busy.
And you probably with a few more gaps in the middle of the day because people usually train early in the morning and then late at night.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like I need to eat something. I need to also train myself. So
You have to
I
train
go in
yourself.
the morning, yeah, like 6, and the gym had like 30 minutes. Like you couldn't go hour after hour, like back to back. Like you couldn't train people from 6 to 7 to 7 to 8. You had to train from 6 to 7:30. Then they had like 30 minutes break to clean, and then from 8
Mm-hmm.
it's so I had to train people from 6:15 until 7:30. Then
Mm-hmm.
make a break. Then I trained from 8 until 9, and then I had another client from 10, etc., etc.
Makes
But
sense.
like I was already full like in December, and I was in communication with Ben also. I was asking for him if he wants like to hire online coaches. Back then he had only people from the US because they didn't still yet like develop all the legal stuff for hiring someone outside of the United States.
Yeah.
But then like in January he texted me like, "Hey, we handled everything and we are ready to hire you." So like I was one of the first international coaches that they hired to work for
wow.
ATG. So I started working for him as a form coach on the app. Like it was True Coach back
Oh.
then. Yeah. So
Are you still
now I'm
doing that
doing.
today?
Yes. Yes.
Oh,
I'm
okay. Okay.
like in 3 days I'm doing 4 years working for ATG online for Ben.
Oh wow.
And
Wow. Okay.
yeah.
I wonder I wonder if you've reviewed any of the videos I've submitted. So you're a level 3 coach, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, level 3.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm still trying to get to level 1. Technical, this may not be relevant to much of the audience, but the Peterson step. This thing is pretty tough.
Yeah.
Is the requirement that you keep your heel up the entire time? So
No. No.
no.
That's
Okay. Okay.
no. That's the original Peterson step up, and it's usually done like body weight, like weighted.
Yes.
The
Yes.
version is going like on the way down, you're doing like basically like a calf raise. Then from the way
Yes.
down, you're pushing through the toes, like lifting the
Yes.
other leg up and then
Yes.
putting the heel down.
Ah, okay, okay. So when I first looked, so I think the video may have changed in the app. You'll know better than me. When I first watched it, it looked like you had to keep your heel up the entire time, and I found it so hard to balance on the way back
Yeah.
up. I was like, how do you stay on your toe when you're coming back up? But I'll try submitting it again. It looks like your heel comes up on the way down, but you can put your heel down on the way back up.
Yeah, there was
Okay.
like a video where Ben showed the original Peterson, but now I think it's changed. And
Okay, okay.
now like recently they also changed the levels, like level 1, level 2, level 3, like the requirements, they're a bit changed. So
Yes.
maybe you need to check them and see the
Yeah.
difference.
I'll get the level of it. I'll get it. All right.
Yeah.
So today, what are your business? The different elements of your business. So you're a coach on the ATG Online app. You also own a gym, or are you renting
Yeah,
still?
I
You own
I
a gym
own a
now.
gym. Yeah, so
Tell me that story.
basically,
How did that come about? Yeah.
yeah, so I started working for Ben January 2021,
21.
like 4
Yep.
years ago, and I was already booked. Like I had 10 to 15 one-on-one clients. I had a few group classes.
Mhm.
And because I was going all around the city, I had, okay, I need to have a gym, so everyone are
Yes.
coming to me and I am more efficient. And I called Ben and I said, I want to open a gym. Back then, it was COVID, like no one was opening a gym. And he also didn't develop like the legal stuff. It was still early. He was like, go for it. Like just do it if you want to do it. And I started working on it. Like I started preparing it April 2021 and we opened it September 2021. And he allowed us to take the logo and everything. But then like they realize that they are not prepared now to legally do that for other places. So he writes in the chat, in the push chat, as you've
Mhm.
seen, like
Mhm.
the legal stuff is the main barrier, but now they handled it, so he allows for others to open a gym. But that was the main reason why he couldn't, like he was in doubt whether he should allow gym or not, and they were
Yeah.
still handling some stuff. But we started like September 2021, and since then I teamed up with a partner. Like he was also working for ATG. Now he's
Mm.
not like doing form coaching, but he's a business owner with me. And then before that, I
Nice.
also found a coach in Macedonia who was also interested in ATG. So I trained him and he was helping me. So we started the gym and like it started growing more and more. Like, I didn't have like a business background but I was studying some stuff to help me. So I used those data and they were very helpful. And we expanded the gym. Then I hired another coach. Basically, she was with training ATG with me since the beginning, like here, the classes. She's the sister of my wife. She also works
Mm.
in ATG now, 4 years
wow.
almost.
It's a
And in the
family
gym with
affair.
me. Yeah, so in the gym with me for 3 years. But like she's a killer coach, for ATG. And then we were four and we were started expanding. We hired marketing and promotion people. They helped us and then more coaches and everything. Like we renovated the gym, we down some walls, so we expand, we need more space. Then another year, then we put another walls down. And then I think we renovated 3 times because the space was small and we had to make it bigger.
Mm.
But then for 1 year, I was searching for a new space, and now we found it this year, like this summer, like 3 times, almost 3 times bigger, like a warehouse. I mean, like a production facility for clothing. So it's something
Mm.
like a huge space, and we moved there. And ATG is becoming more and more popular because honestly, mainly people are coming from referrals, like word of mouth. Like we had whole families now coming in. I don't
That's
know,
beautiful.
like the parents, and then they take the kids, and then they take their parents, like whole families.
Yeah.
I see that and I'm very, very glad to see it. But like long story short, we are just going up and up with the gym since we started it like 3 years ago. So
How many members?
right now, like total, because what we did, like we were on one side of the city and then people from the other side of the city were asking out, can you please open a gym here? It's too far, etc.
Mhm.
So I did the same concept. I went to another like CrossFit gym that
Mhm.
had
Mhm.
a turf and sled. And I was
Mhm.
like, okay, I need you to rent me the space. We will bring you members. We split the memberships. They were like,
Mhm.
okay, no problem. So we found another gym on the other side of the city and we sent a coach there to
I
deliver
see.
classes. So
Yeah.
we had 2 locations right now. One, the main gym, and then another location in like basically the biggest and most equipped like commercial bodybuilding gym in our city. So we send a coach there and deliver classes. So we have 2 locations. We have online only for members that are part of our gym because the rest is ATG online coaching. Like basically we can deliver online for Macedonia and for people that were training in the gym, but now they moved, to another country and now they want to continue to train with us.
I
So
see.
we don't have a lot of people from that. It's just a few that want to train with us. The highest last number before New Year's was 417 members.
That's beautiful. And on average, how many euros per member?
Like around 35, something like that. 35,
Okay.
40,
Okay.
depends. I mean, our country's standards are not, they are low. So like
Yeah, that sounds very low. That sounds very low in my American brain. Like 35. Oh
yeah,
wow, that's
so
like a Yeah.
The average salary in our country is 500 euros, $550. That's the
Per.
average monthly per month per month.
Whoa. Okay. Okay. It's a
So
different. Yeah, it's a different
35
world.
euros.
That's a
It
considerable
is.
amount. Yeah, 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 yeah. What's competition like in your area? Like, how many other fitness options do consumers have?
We have a lot, and like now since the COVID finished, I see more and more people started opening gyms and
Uh-huh.
like a lot of new coaches and new facilities popping up. But I can say with the new facility that we built, I'm not bragging. It just that's the reality. We jumped up in top five, in our
Yeah.
city.
Yeah.
But we have a lot, but mainly they are either bodybuilding, classic commercial gyms, or CrossFit or high intensity interval trainings. But
Yeah.
mostly the CrossFit gyms are very small, like the high intensity interval trainings, like they're studios, they're pretty small. So it depends. Like before we were in their category and we were doing pretty well, but now we jumped up in the bigger category. But like for we are not competing basically. That's what's good about ATG is because we
Yeah.
we have people like we cooperate with every gym. Like I've delivered ATG seminars in a few CrossFit gyms
Uh-huh.
in a few commercial gyms, and people like see that ATG is something different because it can help them. Like we have a lot of CrossFit people that come train with us,
Uh-huh.
so they handle their knee pain, back pain, shoulder
Uh-huh.
pain, etc. To then like go back and do CrossFit and enjoy with it. Like two of my coaches are CrossFitters, like CrossFit athletes. One of them is like she's competing in CrossFit, but like she's doing ATG because she sees that like it helps her be better at CrossFit. That
Yes.
that's the difference.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I feel we're still super early. I mean, you're what, 6 years earlier than I am, but I first discovered knees over toes probably 2 years ago, and it was very clear to me that, oh, this is the best packaged rehabilitation and optimization program that is infinitely scalable from, like, I don't know, 5, 6 years old to 95 years old. Like, it was very clear to me after about 5 months of observing the protocol that this is going to be everywhere. And so I just started going down the rabbit hole. I got to figure out, well, how this business works. Because yeah, it's completely different from CrossFit. It's different from bodybuilding. It's different from yoga. It's different from what like HIIT or all the different concepts. Like, it really is about feeling good in your body and optimizing for what you enjoy doing, right? So if you enjoy tennis, or if you enjoy basketball, which is Ben, or if you enjoy track and field or ice hockey, for me, it's like as you age, and even as a younger kid, because Ben's story, he talks about the just terrible shape his knees and body were in when he was 12, right? Um, it's really
yeah.
about enjoying your life and unlocking the impediments in your own body to do that. That's what I interpret from it.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I will get back to my story. Like, I had problem with both shoulders. My
Yeah.
trial was for surgery. I couldn't play basketball. I couldn't like do this and grab the ball. If someone gave me a bit of resistance, like my shoulder would go out. But then, as when I started ATG, like started doing with full lowers and external rotation, I found out that I was terribly weak. And as I got stronger, like I saw that my shoulder was more stable, so I didn't do the surgery. I avoided surgery, and now I can play basketball. I can do whatever I want. I even can get back to martial arts, but I just, my goals and my priorities have changed, so I don't have those goals anymore. But if I want, I can get back to doing martial arts and enjoy it just because, like, how ATG works. For me, it was the shoulders. When I saw the results with myself, and I started creating results with my clients, like some of them with the knee, some of them with the back. It's sold. Like you're convinced. Like this is doing a lot for people. Like I think we are the only gym. I don't know in our country, that's for sure. Like we have lifetime members. Like we have people that paid a certain amount of money to train with us for a lifetime because they wanted to donate money. They were like, "Can you please let us know? Like we want to donate money." And I was like, okay, let's not make it like just a donation. For exchange, we will give you like a lifetime membership. And their story was, I know the guy, one of them trained with me martial arts. He's older than me, so I was a young kid. He was like older. He's like 10 years older than me, something like that. He had problem with his back like for 10 or 15 years. Like he couldn't lift his kit or play with it or play basketball. Like he didn't play, but he loves basketball, but he didn't play for 4 years because last time he played, his back flared and he couldn't get out of the bed for 2 weeks.
That's so sad, man. And that's a very common story.
Yeah. So after, I don't know, 6 months to a year of training ATG with a coach in our gym, like his back pain was gone. He dunks, like he is 42 years old, something like that. He dunks.
How tall is he?
Yeah, he puts the his kid on the back and goes for a hike and he doesn't have any problem. So he was like, you brought me my life back, you know?
Yeah.
Like I want to like what I gave you for the membership is cheap. I just want to donate. So that's how big they like his friend. They were coming with his friend. He also had the same problem, like standard discus hernia and like lower back problem. And like now they're both lifetime members. And we had another guy now that wants to do that because like 1 year ago he was on crutches. Like he said, I couldn't sit, I couldn't lie on my back, I couldn't stand, like I couldn't be in any position. And now he's living pain free, you know. So we have those kind of stories as you read online from Ben, like success stories from YouTube, Instagram. Like we're doing those here with the community, and it's like doing for people's lives. It goes deeper than the classic like exercise and fitness before. You know, it's all about muscles, biceps, triceps, big arm, big chest,
Losing body weight. Yeah.
yeah, losing body weight, six pack. That's all good, but
It's all
like,
good. Yep. And that is still motivating. And that is still come out of ATG. But
yeah, it's like a side effect because if you don't have pain, like right now, I'm skiing yesterday, today, and I don't get tired. Nothing hurts. Like I can go ski tomorrow again for 5 hours and don't feel anything. Like of course, I will spend more calories and then I will feel better. And because of that, I will sleep better and I will eat better and I will look better. But if I have pain, I will get depressed, then I will sleep worse and then I will eat worse and then I will
you
gain
won't
weight.
train as hard and you'll gain weight.
Yeah.
It's a downward
it's-
spiral.
Yeah, it's like a triangle, like those three stuff, like sleep, eat, and like diet and exercise. Like if one goes down, the other two goes down too. If one goes up, the other two goes up too. Like that's how I see it. So
that's
it's
correct,
a good concept.
It is. It is.
If you do a nice workout without pain, like you start feeling better, like you know, hormones and everything, like your brain, like pleasure, and then you will make better choices for food, and then you will sleep better. And if you sleep better, again, you wake up, you can train better and you can eat better, because if you don't sleep well, cortisol is high, you will eat more carbohydrates, you know, sugars, because the body will want energy. So it just they're interconnected. So ATG gives you like the number one why someone isn't active is like one of the main reasons is pain, like, or injury. That's why people don't run. That's why I quit my sport because of pain, like in my shoulder. Like I know I was also in depression for a few months, you know, and I've been through that, and I believe like everyone that got injured, and I don't believe that no one got injured like in his life, like someone sprained an ankle or dislocated a shoulder or hurt his knee or his lower back, like goes through that. I've been through that, and I know how ATG can all handle that and give you your power back over your own body, so then you can enjoy whatever you want to enjoy. And that's how we help the community, and like every other, like that's what Ben says, like the CrossFit community, the bodybuilding community, and every other like exercise or fitness community.
Yeah, it's really, it's not a combat. It's not at war with any of them. It enhances all of them.
Yeah, we're on the same side, the same team. Like that's what I was telling. Like you have a CrossFit member, right? And he has knee pain. He doesn't come for workouts for 3 months. Like if he comes for ATG and does ATG, we handle his knee pain. Then he goes back and like he trains CrossFit for 1 year without interruption. Like he's paying you for 1 year, so you are
Mhm.
winning. Like it's not like, oh, you're doing
Yeah,
ATG. Like
yeah, yeah.
we gave you your member back. Like now he's paying. Like 3 months he wasn't paying. Now we handle his knee pain. Now he's paying.
Now he's
He's
paying
back.
again.
He's
That's
doing
right.
CrossFit. He's going on competition. He's winning competition for you. Like we are not
Yeah.
CrossFit. I can't say like, oh,
No,
he
no,
won.
no, no, no. Yeah. Yeah, ATG is not a sport. ATG is not a
Yeah.
sport. ATG prepares you for sport.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
life, but yeah, it prepares you. Yeah. What are your thoughts on the development that Eric Williams is doing in laying the groundwork for ATG gyms, maybe franchises, but gyms around the world? Have you been in contact with him?
Yes. He contacted me like few days ago. We will stay in touch. I think he's doing a very great job because
Mm-hmm.
I've listened to the podcast they had with Ben and how they are approaching this thing, and I think it's the
I
right
think it's
approach.
brilliant. It's right. Yeah, I
Yeah,
100% agree. Yep.
because like imagine like I've been through the route. Like I have a gym for 3 years, like ATG gym. Like it's not because it's ATG or knees over toes guy that our gym became like popular or with members. It's
Uh-huh.
just the results because like people are coming ATG. What's that? Like Joe Rogan. They
And
don't
nobody know
know if
nobody knows
like
what it
it,
is.
like few members know who Joe Rogan is in our country.
Yeah.
It's not United States. Like if I was in the United States, then yeah, like ATG Joe Rogan would have some more meaning. But
Mm-hmm.
like they don't know who Joe Rogan is. They don't know who Nizortos guy is or what ATG is. They just come and say, "Look, my friend told me about you that you can help me about my knee pain or my back pain, so let's do it. And they
Yeah.
start, we handle their knee pain. They're like, oh, ATG is awesome, you need to come. Like they tell their friends, and their friends tell their friends. Like I've been on national TV, like talking about ATG and soccer because I'm training also soccer athletes. I've been on another like national TV a few times. I've done some podcasts in our country. I've been on the radio 2 times, like 2 different radios. So I've also went in public a lot of and talked about ATG. Our socials, I mean, mainly Instagram is pretty good, and we get a lot of awareness from that. But basically, the thing is results. Like the results is the base of everything, and that's what my point was. Like if I started, just opened the gym and didn't have any members from before, it would be very tough, like for me. And that's what Eric is talking about, and I
Yes.
completely understand him. And I think that's why what they're doing is the right approach. Like first helping coaches build their own clientele, like already being successful in one-on-one and some group classes. And when you have like a basis of 50, 100 members, you just then open a gym. Like that makes sense. It's common sense for me because like otherwise it would be very, very hard to. I mean, you can succeed, but it's harder. Like, why make it harder for you and for the coaches and for the clients, etc., where you can just, like, what I did was find a place, rent it, deliver their classes, build up, and then from there just grow and grow and grow more. And you will eventually come to a point where, like, I was like, as I told you, I had 15 one-on-one clients. I had, I don't know, 20 to 30 members in the groups. I was like, I need a gym. So that's when I decided. So we started the gym with 15 members. Now we have 400, but you need to build up and start with some basis.
When you did your first gym before expanding and before the second location, where did the capital come from? Was it your savings? You had additional equity partners. Did you have to use debt at all? Walk me through your capital sources.
Like at the beginning, it was my own savings and my business partner savings. So we like got together and invested. We didn't get any loan, and that's why I'm happy that we didn't get any loan because it would be hard. But
Yeah.
basically, as Ben has said a couple of times, like ATG gym is cost way less than a regular commercial gym because one sled is, I don't know, $500 and one treadmill is $5,000. Like a regular gym has 5 to 10 treadmills. With those, you can build two ATG gyms, or let's say ATG gym. you know.
Yeah.
So like that, my capital came from me and my business partner. We started small with only what's necessary, and as we went, we invested more and more and built the gym more and more. And the plan is now the gym to to start making its own, like it's already making of course capital, but to make its own capital so it invests
Yes.
in new locations and new stuff. So
All right. So, for your initial startup capital, was it about 50,000 you need? Because you don't need a ton of space. So I'm trying to think both the fixed assets as well as working capital, like for rents and like to pay yourselves a little bit. Was it about a $50,000 startup cost? Like, what was it ballpark?
the first it was $25,000,
Twenty-five
but
thousand.
here in
Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Macedonia.
That
Yeah,
is in Macedonia. Oh, okay, yeah. So was that 25,000 euros?
yeah, more or less.
Ish,
Yeah.
something like that. Okay, okay. And then growth, has growth basically just come from retained earnings? So you're making money, you're saving it, you're reinvesting profits back into the business.
Yeah, mainly, and for the new gym because we still didn't had the gym didn't make the money to get this new bigger space. We had to invest
Mm-hmm.
again, like from our savings. Like
More part. Okay,
right
more
now.
part. So more paid in capital.
Yeah, so it's like calculated risk. I know
Uh huh.
that
Uh huh.
it's
Uh huh.
it's growing and it's getting bigger, so I'm risking now to
Uh huh.
or eventually get the investment back. But the gym has also created some capital, and we made like this project possible. The gym now can have 600 to 700 members. Like the previous gym could have 200, 250. Now this one can have 700 members, and that's our
Nice,
goal to
nice.
get there. Then it's gonna create enough capital to to invest in new locations or new equipment or bigger space. We'll see.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know,
Do
selling
do you know
other
what
stuff.
your
So it
oh
depends.
tell me about that, selling other stuff, like yeah, what does that entail?
Like for example, when you have a community, like we had like 1,000 plus to 300 people that came in our gym in these 3 years. So
Uh-huh.
it's a community. More and more people like see that I'm wearing a barefoot shoes, for example. They see the other coaches wearing
Mm.
barefoot shoes. They see some of the members wearing barefoot shoes, and they ask us, "Hey, what's this? Why you're wearing this kind of shoes?" And you explain it to them, and they just now want to buy barefoot shoes. And like you are not like convincing them to buy it. You're just like because you applying it, they are sold because they trust us. It's good for them. And for example, now people are interested in our gym about barefoot shoes, so we can bring in barefoot shoes. And we made a survey with our members, and they want to buy barefoot shoes. So we can sell barefoot shoes. We also have a bar where we bring like a healthy food and sell it in the bar. The bar is another source of income. Then we have T-shirts that members also like ATG Macedonia, etc. We have a very good graphic designer that he's doing a very good job with them. But for example, T-shirts, and then we can sell some of the ATG equipment, like to I don't know ATG. But we had people asking for slant boards and tip bars and ATG bodies, like those kind of stuff that can increase the income per member and the like the sources of income and generally the gross income for the gym. So that's the goal.
So yeah, you were talking about different things that you could sell to gyms. You were talking about there's like nutrition options, barefoot shoes, there's equipment and apparel. Since your clients trust you, right? There are other revenue streams that you can implement into the gym concept.
Yeah, they want to support you. Basically, same thing. Like they feel because you're giving them a lot in exchange, people want to give back and support and like buy a T-shirt or buy shoes. Of course, they will use it, and that's good. Like it's a win-win. They wear it somewhere else or on some race somewhere, and it's a good marketing, promotion for your gym. So it's also good in that aspect.
Nice. You mentioned wanting to get to 700 members. How do you envision your business looking in a couple of years?
Like, yeah, I want to hit that target that we have of 700 members. And then maybe, because now we are renting a location on the other side of the city, so maybe we build our own, like, it wouldn't be as big gym, a smaller studio like we had previously, like 200 meters square, something like that. So on the other side of the city, so we have like 2 gyms. And then from there, I don't know, maybe some location in Europe, we'll see. Like, the goal is to go. My goal personally is to spread this in Europe and make more successful gyms in Europe one way or another. So
Okay. I love that. Big shout out to Bojan Dikov for coming on the Eden Group podcast. Please check him out in the description below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content on businesses in the health and wellness industry.